Alright, so we're going to be doing this 3.1 assignment. Let me turn on my mic. Okay, that should be a bit better. Yep. I have a new stylus, so it should be good. Let's zoom in here. We're going to get started on this. What's the name of each interval? So just figure out intervals. We're going to start with the bottom note and count up. So there's two main steps to do this. The first step is to count the half steps. For example, there's no half steps, then there's going to be a perfect unison. There's two half steps, or there's one half step, it's going to be a minor second, two half steps, major second, three half steps, minor third, and so on. But that is what I call fake music theory. I don't like that method because it takes a while, and it's also like not really teaching you why it works. So I'm gonna only go over my way of doing this just for this video. Anyways, we're gonna start and we're gonna look at the bottom key first. So the first thing I want you guys to look at is bottom note. Okay, this writes so much more smoothly. And then compare that to the top note. So the bottom note is the key that you're in. All right. So for example, here we're in the key of A major. In the A key of A major, we have three sharps, F, A, C, or F, A, G, but this is going to be a major third because since C sharp is in the key of A major, this is going to be a major third. Next one. Here we have 4. Intervals are 4, always going to be perfect. It's P4. So then again, this is like memorization, right? So 1, 4, 5, 8 are perfect. Right, so just memorize 1, 4, 5, 8 are always perfect, no matter what. Okay, so we count here, it's 4. That's actually could be augmented actually, or let me write this, or augmented / diminished. Okay, cool. The reason why we know this is a perfect fourth is because in the key of E major or E minor, A is part of a scale, right? And the reason why it's called perfect is because the interval can fit both minor or major keys. For example, perfect fourth, E in the key of E major, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. So A is in the key of E major, but A is also in the key of E minor. E, F sharp, G, and A. That's why. If this was an A sharp, this would be augmented because it would be increased. If it was A flat, it would be diminished because it's decreased. Okay, next. The tonic is F. So we're going to count up. So the interval is 6. Now to figure out if it's minor, it's tonality, which is if it's minor, major, meant to diminish, whatever, right? So we know it's not perfect because it's not 1, 4, 5, 8. And then we take a look at the key, the top note now. So now take a look at the top note. All right, so F, we have F major or F minor. In F major, we have only a B flat. In F minor, we have 4 flats, which is B, A, D. Also, please remember your order of sharps and flats. There's a mnemonic somewhere. For sharps, I use fat cats go down alleys eating bologna or bacon. Oops, it should be a B. Don't highlight. Yep. And then for flats, I use beet, gum, candy, fruit. That's what I use. So these are the orders. And notice how they're just like backwards. But what I mean is like, okay, whatever. But for this one, D flat in the key F minor. So that's gonna be minor 6. And I use the notation I use for this is, oh yeah, it's the book's notation as well. So P is perfect, lowercase m is minor, uppercase M is major, and augmented I just write AUG. Did my right DIN, but that's how I do it. For this one, alright, so I'm going to speed run through the majority of these. This does mean you have to have a good understanding of key signatures and how to find them very quickly. I will go over that right now just a little bit, just in case no one knows how to do this. But key signatures. If there's a sharp, you want to look at the order of sharps: F, C, G, A, D, A, E, B. Fat cats go down L, using bologna, and basically you can, with these sharps, you can find the major key with them. For example, if there's fat cats go down alleys eating bologna. So this many sharps, the last sharp plus a half note is going to be your major key. For example, let me use a different color pen. For example, if I'm in the key of G major, I'm only gonna have one sharp. Let me actually go around that a different way. So for example, let's do some examples over here. Maybe down here. For example, if I have two sharps, I know that those sharps have to be an F sharp and C sharp. Right? So if I have two sharps, to find the major key, we're going to increase this by one half note. So C sharp increased a half note is D, so we're in the key of D major. Right? For example, we have four sharps. Fat cats go down. We have four sharps. We're going to increase this one by half step. So D sharp plus a half step is E. So we're in the key of E major. Right? So that's how and then if you want to figure out the minor keys, you will actually have to go down 3 half steps. For example, if you have two sharps, you want to find the minor key. To D major to the minor key, we're going to count D major, then go down. So D, then go down 3 half steps. So D flat, C, and then B. So this would be B minor. Same key signature, but different tonalities. And for this one, over here in the left, 4 sharps and E. So you want to find out what the minor key is. You want to go down 3 half steps. So E, we're going to go down E flat, D, and then C sharp. So it's going to be C sharp minor. And I should have said the reason why it's in C sharp is because we're in the key of sharps. So it can't really be D flat. Anyways, this three half step trick works for all major to minor keys. If you're in a major key and you want to find out how to get the minor key, go down 3 half steps. That's how you do it. Okay, let's talk about the order of flats real quick. I use bead gum candy fruit, like up here, as a mnemonic to memorize it. But the way flats work is if you have, let's say you have 4 flats here, the way you find out the major key is you take the second to last flat, and that's going to be what key you're in. It's pretty simple. So for example, we have 4 flats. From the mnemonic, we have B-E-A-D, bead. So this is going to be, so if you have 4 flats, take the second to last flat, and that's your major key. So the answer is A flat. And then if you want to go A flat to the minor key, A flat major, so go down 3 half steps, G, G flat, F, so in the key of F minor. Right? Let's do it with another example. Let's say we have 5 flats. So according to the mnemonic, it's going to be bead, gum, right? 5 flats. Since we have 5 flats, we're going to take the second to last flat. And since this is the second to last flat, this is in the key of D flat major. So D flat major has the key signature of 5 flats. If you want to go D flat to the minor key, we're going to go D flat, then count down 3 half steps. C, B, B flat. So this is going to be B flat minor. So that's a quick review of how to find the key signatures quickly. You will have to do that like instantly in your head. But so just keep practicing and it should be okay. Because you will need to know, for intervals, you need to know how to do key signatures really, really well. Let me erase these sharps up here. They're kind of annoying. And I have a third trick that I'll teach you guys later. It's gonna be enharmonic or change all. right? But anyways, let's go. So I'm gonna speed run through 4 through 20 now because it should be easy. B major or B minor, we know that it's a perfect interval or augmented diminished, but we know it's either one of those three because it's a 4. Okay, let me separate this. Right. So we know it's perfect fourth because B, C sharp, D sharp, E is in the key of B major, or B minor, B, C sharp, D, E, and it's gonna be P4. And you have to get really good at key signatures to do this. That's the way you're gonna do. It's the way you're gonna be doing intervals. And if you're not good at key signatures, you're gonna struggle in some of the other parts. So just make sure you get this down. Right, key signature is very important. If someone named B minor, I would instantly say 2 sharps, right? F and C. If someone said B major, I would say 5 sharps, F, C, G, D, A. Major key is easy. Minor key is a bit hard because you have to go reverse, right? Minor key, first you have to go up 3 half steps, right? So B minor, then you go up C, C sharp, D, then you say, oh, D major. Now what does D major have? Well, C sharp and C sharp is gonna, using the trick, C sharp is gonna go up 1 half step to D. So you have to know it's 2 sharps. Anyways, we're in the key of G major with 1 sharp. G minor is in flats, so it's not correct. So G major is here, and then since we have this, it's going to be a major 7 because G major has 1 sharp. Here we're in the key of D flat. D flat. Let's see. D flat major has 5 flats. B gum, right? So this is going to be major 6. A different way to solve this problem is actually to use my third rule here. This is what I actually would do here because I don't like D flat major. You would use an enharmonic or change all. So what I do here is I actually do addition. I like add a click here. Let me zoom in this. If you see that the top note and the bottom note is flat, what you can do is you can just do like this is like a I don't know, some commutative property crap. But if you do this sharp there and sharp here, what are these sharp? These accidentals now cancel out. So now you're left with an easier key to work in D major instead of D flat. Like D flat is probably really hard for anybody who plays like a string instrument, right? Right. So then you have this, and once you cancel these out, you're in the key of D major, which only has 2 sharps. And since it only has 2 sharps and D to D natural to B natural, that's also going to be major 6, right? So that's how I do it. Same thing for this one, right? You can take this, you can flat this, you can flat this, cancel. Now you're in the key of G major. G major has only 1 sharp, so therefore this is major, the perfect fifth. Sorry, it's not major or minor because it's 1, 4, 5, 8. And I explained earlier that the reason why is because it could be either in the key of G major or G minor. They both work. There's a separate rule for seconds. If it's 1 half step apart, cool. 1 half step apart is minor 2. If it's 2 half steps apart, it's major 2nd. The reason why is because of music theory, but no, that's not really important. So for example, this one, since it's a second, we're going to use the rule for seconds. And we're just going to say, boom, like this. And these are like the steps. I'm going to highlight these differently. Right. And this is the order. So let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. This is going to be major 2nd right here. Okay. Because it's 2 half steps apart. This one's going to be E flat to G. It's going to be major 3rd. This one's going to be, it's our first, what's it called? Diminished interval. It's going to be, it's going to be D5 or dim 5. Or what am I? Sorry, D4. Sometimes I wrote the wrong one. D4. The reason why is because in the key of F major we have 1 flat. That's kind of the one you have to memorize. F major, D minor. You have to memorize that one. And for for sharps, you just have to memorize C major. Well, C major is no flats or sharps, but yeah. F major is like usually the only key you have to memorize. F major, D minor, one flat. The trick doesn't apply to it because there's nothing behind it. But anyways, so F major has one flat, and F minor also has one flat. So therefore, since this is natural, D5 technically is correct. I see what I was trying to write. D5 is D5 is wrong though, because yeah, I see what I was trying to do. This is an augmented Aug4 A4. Okay, sorry, if I messed anyone up, but it's F to B flat is the normal one. So since it's B natural is actually a half step above B flat. So it's not perfect anymore. It's now augmented because you increased the perfect interval by 1. If you decrease the perfect interval by 1, if it was F to B double flat, then it would be a diminished fourth, right? So I kind of just went ahead of myself there on accident. I'm actually going to speed run all these bass clef ones because I spent too much time on this explanation already. So if you do need the help, then I'll explain. I'll just say the rule that I'm using for this. This one's the rule of seconds. The rule highlighted in red up there, so it's going to be minor second. This key is in A minor. A minor has no sharps or flats. It's going to be a minor seventh. This is augmented fourth. C major has no sharps or flats, but there's a sharp there, so we're augmenting the interval, augmented fourth. I'm actually going to use my flat cancel method here, and I'm going to do this, and this is going to be D minor, minor third. All right, G sharp to E. This is kind of bad. I'm going to just use my flat cancel method here as well. Only this bottom one cancels. We have G to E flat, the key G minor, minor second, minor 6. This one's pretty obvious, but just in case, I'll use this sharp cancel method. These should be sharps. And this is the cancel method. Right. So we're going to sharp this, boom, D to A is P5. And augmented should actually be a capital A because it's increasing. It's just a little thing I noticed. Diminishes lowercase d though, and augmented is capital A. You won't get marked off for that, but just something good to know. This is P4. We already had this question except up in treble, like we had it up there. Yep. We're gonna go to 18. A to A minor has no sharps or flats. It's gonna be D5. I'm actually gonna use a sharp method here. Right. So we're gonna go A to G sharp. It's gonna be major 7. A major has 3 sharps. And then we're gonna go F sharp to, okay, I'm gonna cancel this out. Cancel with these flats. Okay, and then, because what you do to one note, you can do the other than the same interval, because it's the same pitches in between, same amount of half steps in between, that's why. F to B is gonna be the same one that I got drilled on earlier. This is number 10, the treble clef. It's the same one except in the bass clef. It's gonna be A4. Yeah, I'm gonna speed run the rest of these now, actually. Write the crescent interval above the given note. P4 is going to be this. That was kind of bad, but I'll erase it. P4, G major, yep, minor third, perfect fifth. I'm speedrunning through all of these. Major 6. So we're in the key of C major. So as long as we have that, it looks like a B. As long as we have this here, as long as we have an A there, it should be good. Minor 7. C minor has B flat. Major second. Boom. Major third. We can use the sharp cancel method here. For example, if we lower the thing, what's a major third from F? Well, F major only has 1 flat, so it's going to be A natural. But since it's actually F sharp, it's going to be A sharp. That's what I use. Same thing for this one. This one's C to A flat is more easily understood as minor 6 because C minor has 3 flats. So it's going to be C to A flat, but since it's actually sharp, it's going to be C sharp to A natural, or you're just smart and know the key of C sharp major, which is actually 4 sharps. Minor second, you have to memorize that the rule of seconds. Minor second always has only 1/2 step between the intervals. So since E flat, the answer is F. To answer F by itself would be wrong because E flat to F is actually a major second. So you need F flat. Even though F flat is technically just E, you do need the F flat. Major 7, I use the same strategy. I would actually sharp this and make A to G sharp and then flat that G sharp to become an A, or to become a G, sorry. So this is this. Then same thing for these bass clef notes. I'm just gonna speed run through all this. Minor 6, A minor, major 7, C sharp, minor 3rd, A, perfect 5th, F sharp, because B major, you have to memorize that. P4, E to A. They're always going to ask this one. They're always going to ask this one. If they give you a perfect 5th with a B in the bass, they're always going to ask. This is always going to be in the AP test. Always. This one's always going to be in the AP test. Let me say a little better. Always going to be on the AP test. See what else. They'll probably ask that in conjunction with this one. Oh, this one. Yeah. Conjunction with this one. But anyways. Major 6. Just the normal E. Because, yep. G major. C to D is a whole step. That's perfect. Minor 7, F to E flat. Because F minor. Perfect 8th. This is probably the easiest interval in here. Just draw the same note except an occupier. P1. Easiest thing ever. You really don't need that. That's a parentheses flat, but yeah. Just in case. Assignment 3.3. Is this needed? I think we skipped this one. No, we don't skip this one. 3.4. We skip 3.4. Okay, got it. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Cool. Perfect 4th. I'm just gonna go below. I read that correct. E flat. This time it's a bit tricky because you're only given that, so you have to work backwards. B flat. So what the trick to these is you have to draw the note first and then figure out how that works. So example, we're going to draw the perfect 5th here, and C major does work, so we don't have to worry about it. This we're going to draw the 6th below, and then we'll just see what happens. So does D to B work? And the answer to that is yes, because D major has 2 sharps, and they're F and C, and they're not B. So we're going to draw 7th below and see if this works. G to F sharp, does that work? No. G to F sharp is a major 7 because G major has 1 sharp. So we need to sharp this to make the interval smaller between them. Okay. B to C sharp. Does that work? Yeah, it does. Yeah, that works as well. Minor 6. So we're going to draw the F there. Does F to D sharp work? And the answer to that is, well, no. F to D sharp is an augmented 6 actually, because F to D itself is already a major 6, and then F to D flat is a minor 6. So since we're 2 intervals apart, we need to double sharp this. This is what's going to be the correct answer. And to check this, we can flat each thing, and we can go to F sharp to D, and we can flat it again if you want, F to D flat, and we know that this is a minor 6. So, yeah. We go below this, we're going to type in this. Oh, A sharp to G. Since we know that the G has to be 1/2 note away, or 1/2 step away, this has to be a double sharp G as well. And just know these double sharp questions will be on the test. So this will be on the test, AP exams. So yeah. Minor 7. That's major 7. This looks weird as hell. Major 7. E to D is a minor 7 because that's E minor. So we need a flat to make the interval bigger. Minor 6. F to D sharp. F to D sharp is augmented, right? This is the same problem as earlier. So I'm gonna have to just double sharp this. Same problem. Major 7. F to E is correct because if major only has one flat. Minor 3rd. E to G is correct. Perfect 5th from B flat. That's gonna be E flat. Perfect 4th. Hopefully it says below. Yeah, okay. A flat. I'm gonna speed into this. That's a 7th. A to F is A minor, so that's wrong. So we need an A flat to make it work, to make the interval bigger. A to G is a whole step. That's correct. Minor 7. C to B is a major 7, so we need a C sharp. D to C is a whole step, so we need a C sharp. F to D is a minor 3rd, so we're gonna need a D flat. Or if I'm saying like the top note to the bottom note, know that I'm meaning the opposite because it's a bit late right now and I'm kind of sleepy. Yeah, let's see here. 3.4 we skip. 3.3-5. Cool. This is the last homework assignment. Write the interval requested above the given note. Determine the inversion of the interval and write the name of the bank on the stack for the. Okay, easy. Perfect 5th. Inverted. Well, to invert it, you just move the bottom note down and the. I actually don't know how he wants you to do this. You can either move the bottom note down or the bottom note above. It doesn't really matter. Sorry, you can either move the top note down or the bottom note above. It doesn't really matter, right? For example, I can invert it like this, or I could just invert it like this, right? It doesn't really matter. For purposes, I'm gonna move this bottom note, this top note down. It's a bit easier. It's gonna be P4. Add up to 9. Right, inversions of an interval add up to 9. Just know that. I think I have my rules up there. Yeah, I should be good. Cool. Major 3rd. Okay, major 3rd, D to F sharp, because the key of D major has 2 sharps, F and C. We're going to invert this by moving that top note down an octave, and then it's it. And then if it's major, it's going to become minor. If it's minor, it's going to become major. If it's augmented, it's going to become diminished. If it's diminished, it's going to become augmented. If it's perfect, it stays perfect. These are the rules. So this is going to be minor 6. It needs to add up to 9, and it needs to change things. So for example, let's actually fill in all of these first. This is easy. Major 2nd, perfect 8th, right? Just use the rule that we just learned. Minor 7, major 3rd, perfect 5th, major 7, major 6, minor 3rd, right? You know that's going to be like this because of the rule. So now we're going to actually do these intervals. Above G minor. So it's going to be G minor has, we know it's minor because it's asking for a minor. So G minor is literally just 2 flats, B flat and E flat. So it's going to go F is correct. It's a minor key. To invert it, we're going to have a major 2nd, which is also correct because F to G. So perfect 1 is literally just going to be this sharp. Again, we don't need that sharp, but it's just there just in case. Then you're going to go C sharp to this C sharp right here. Okay, major 2nd, again, B flat has 2 flats, B flat and E flat. The C is correct, and also because the rule of seconds. The rule of seconds is really why it matters here. There's 2 half notes, or half steps, sorry. C, Then we'll move the B flat down. Or no, we're gonna move the C down. What am I doing? Yeah, -7. Okay. Major 6. Oh, so, minor 6. B minor only has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So we're gonna go with a G there. That's correct. And then we're gonna go with this G to B, which we know is a major third. Perfect fourth, E to A. Boom. Minor second, A flat. Then we go with an A flat here and a G, which is also correct. Minor third. This should be correct. Then we're gonna do this, and boom, major 6. Then a major 6 above D flat is gonna be B flat. I actually use my changing rule here, where I just sharp everything, because D major for me is easier to deal with than D flat. D major only has 2 sharps, so we're gonna go D to B. Since everything's flatted, I'm gonna flat the top note now. Then we're gonna go to a B down here. Yep, that's a minor third. That's all the homework really is. I think that's everything on the homework. The time is currently 12:36. Should be good enough. Right, if the homework is updated, I'll just keep doing more videos, but for now, is all I'm gonna put. So, I'll see you in the next video.